Welcome to the future.
Welcome to the first chapter of Lab-Grown Meat. My name is Manuel, and today we're going to talk about advances, characteristics, and consequences for traditional livestock farming with a focus on Uruguay. I'll just give you the introduction, and then my colleague Justo will continue. Food production is undergoing a profound transformation, driven by the need to feed an ever-growing global population and growing awareness of the environmental impact of traditional agriculture. In this context, lab-grown meat, also known as synthetic meat or in vitro meat, is emerging as a potential disruption to the meat industry. This chapter analyzes the advances in this technology, its distinctive features, and the potential consequences for countries with a strong livestock tradition, with special emphasis on Uruguay. Now, let's see what cultured meat is. Unlike plant-based meat alternatives, which mimic meat texture and flavor using plant-based ingredients, cultured meat is produced from real animal cells. The process typically begins with the extraction of stem cells from a living animal, beef, chicken, pig, etc. These cells are grown in a nutrient-rich medium inside a bioreactor, a controlled environment that simulates the conditions inside the animal's body. Under the right conditions, the cells multiply and differentiate into muscle tissue, which is then processed to create meat products like burgers, steaks, or nuggets. Technological advances and their characteristics. In recent years, significant progress has been made in cultured meat technology. Initially, the main obstacle was the high production cost, primarily due to the use of fetal bovine serum, FBS, as a culture medium. FBS is a byproduct of the livestock industry, and its use partially contradicts the goal of reducing dependence on animal husbandry. However, companies in the sector are developing FBS-free alternatives using plant-based culture media or synthetic components, which significantly reduces costs. Other areas of development include scalability. Moving from small-scale laboratory production to large-scale industrial production is a crucial challenge. Larger, more efficient bioreactors are being developed to increase production and reduce costs. Texture and flavor. Replicating the texture and flavor of traditional meat is critical for consumer acceptance. Tissue bioengineering techniques are being investigated to create more complex muscle structures that mimic real meat. Regulatory framework. As cultured meat moves closer to commercialization, governments are working to develop regulatory frameworks to ensure its safety and quality. Singapore was the first country to approve the sale of cultured meat in 2020, followed by the United States in 2023. The main characteristics attributed to cultured meat are a potential reduction in environmental impact. It is argued that cultured meat could significantly reduce greenhouse gas emissions, land use, and water consumption compared to traditional livestock farming. Animal welfare, because it does not require raising and slaughtering animals on the same scale as traditional livestock farming, it is presented as a more ethical alternative. Food safety. The quality and safety of meat could be better controlled, reducing the risk of foodborne illnesses. The consequences for meat-producing countries, with a focus on Uruguay. Uruguay is a country with an economy strongly linked to meat production and exports. Livestock represents a significant portion of its GDP and generates numerous jobs. The emergence of cultured meat poses significant challenges for this sector. The potential consequences for Uruguay and other meat exporting countries include a decrease in demand for traditional meat. As cultured meat becomes more accessible and accepted by consumers, there could be a decrease in demand for traditional meat, affecting exports and revenues for the livestock sector. Increased and new competition in the international market. Cultured meat could compete directly with traditional meat in international markets, especially in those with consumers more concerned about the environment and animal welfare. In addition to a need for adaptation, Uruguayan livestock producers will have to adapt to this new landscape, seeking strategies to differentiate their product, such as grass-fed meat certification, traceability, and an emphasis on sustainability. Diversification opportunities. While it represents a threat to traditional livestock farming, cultured meat could also generate diversification opportunities for Uruguay. The country could invest in research and development in this new sector, seeking to lead the production of ingredients or technologies related to cultured meat. From a general perspective, lab-grown meat represents an innovation with the potential to transform the food industry. While it still faces technological and regulatory challenges, progress is constant, and its impact on traditional livestock farming, especially in countries like Uruguay, could be significant. The key for these countries will be their ability to adapt, investment in innovation, and the pursuit of strategies that allow them to coexist with this new technology, taking advantage of the potential opportunities it may generate. Regular research and monitoring of cultured meat development will be crucial for Uruguay to make informed and strategic decisions in the future.